Welcome to another high desert adventure here in Arizona. Today I'm looking for a hilltop ruin that I found on Google Earth. It's a nice square ruin. It's in the National Forest, but the wind is really heavy, so I may not be able to fly my drone today. I may try it, but man, I think the gusts have to be 35 miles an hour at least. So I don't know if I'll be able to talk much due to the wind, but we'll see. And I'll get back to you when I find something. There he goes, he's looking right at us. What a handsome devil. I'm going to call that a good omen. Let's see. Whoa, there's another one right there. They must be nesting. Okay, here's another one going 90 degrees the way the water would flow, and here's another one going right up and down, so you could almost hear the talking of the people and the grinding of those grindstones as they're grinding up corn and other things. Oh, I also just noticed some other petroglyphs up here that I hadn't seen before. I'll start over here. I can't make out what they are, but they're definitely petroglyphs. If you know what to do. Write it in that comment section if you could tell what they are. And here are some more. Wow. I don't know what they are, but this is solid rock. This is granite. This is granite, and that's pounded right in. Hopefully it's coming out. Now this is, I think, from what I've read, that is the symbol of an atl, which is a weapon for throwing large arrows. Let me stand up. Oh, my knees. Can you see it over there? I can just see it through the trees. Maybe you can see it better. Awesome. We found it. I haven't gotten up to it yet. It's bigger than it looked on Google Earth. It's got some really nice tall walls. So this is going to be cool. I just decided to talk to you before the wind picked up again, but I'm really sorry if the wind is causing problems with the microphone. Wow, what a beautiful spot. Okay, it looks like there might have been a separate wall here, and really tall walls all the way around. Well, let me see if I can get in here without. Find a really easy spot to get in so I don't damage any of the walls. This is interesting. Somebody very recently, I don't know how many years ago, but pretty recently put in this 3 with a little hat over the top. I have no idea what that means. It's right in the middle of the fort. But the interesting part is that you can see these peck marks. And I see that a lot in these ruins, and I'm thinking that those might have been marks from when they were mining these square pieces of sandstone. By looking at the rocks in here, and I'm kind of ducked down to try to stay under the wind, but most of this rock is basalt and volcanic, but then in the middle of all these volcanic rocks are sandstone. So this looks like it was built from rocks that were very close by and also brought in from down below, because the sandstone is kind of about 150, 200 feet elevation below us right now. Everything else at my level right now is basalt. So I'm gonna take some more videos of the inside of this fort and then move around to the outside of the fort, see if I can find anything else. But that 3 is very, very interesting. I'm in the southwestern corner of this ruin. There's some more modern graffiti here. Looks like someone named Ross might have came here and carved his name. Maybe that was Chief Ross from the native tribe, but I doubt it. This is kind of panning around. This wall over here that you can see right now, well, sort of, is to the east. This is to the north. And then this wall here is to the west. Really a pretty good sized ruin. I'll stand up here. Hopefully the wind's not too bad. So this right here, running across here, looks like it might have been a dividing wall. So it looks like there might have been one large room over here, very tall walls, and then another one over here. I really wish I could fly the drone, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. This wind is very gusty today. But this is their view. Looking at the canyon going to the east. The canyon runs right below us here. And then off to the north. All the way back around in that direction is where the castle is, the yellow castle that I did a video on a few weeks ago. I'll put a link on that above if you missed it, and one at the end. All right, this is great. We're going to get some video of the outside now. This is the wall on the east side, so I'm facing due west. It's very scrubby in here, so hard to walk, but this is the wall that heads to the south. So this is the south wall. So I'm facing, well, right now I'm facing sort of northwest, because I haven't dropped down to be parallel with the wall yet. With the amount of rocks that have fallen off the top of this wall, this thing must have been so tall, because the standing wall up there is probably 5.5 to 6 feet tall on that corner. And all of this rubble has fallen off the top of that wall. That wall, it might have been a watchtower, an actual tower. It is really amazing, the size of that. All right, I'm going to climb up. So this wall here looks like it's the original height because there's no rubble below. So probably 8 or 9 feet tall, because I'm standing below it. I'm 6'5" and it's several feet over my head. So very tall walls. Would have been a quite majestic building standing out on the edge of this canyon. Wow. It probably was a watchtower of some sort. I did not find any petroglyphs all the way around, at least on any of the rocks. I'm gonna probably swing around below and see if I can find any on the walls of this, the edge of this canyon. I'll get back with you if I find something. Okay, I just came down over here so I can search for petroglyphs and maybe some pottery shards or something like that. More than likely anything that was up here, unless it was behind something, would kind of flow down the hill. That's what I've found, like pottery downhill from the ruins. So I'm going to check along this wall, which happens to face off to the west. Hopefully I find something. If I do, I'll show you. As I've worked my way around this ruin, there's some pretty tough climbing to get back out, so I think I found an area that caved in over here a little bit. Over in this area that I can climb up, back up to the top, and then hike my way out of here. It's getting a little bit dicey over on this side. So I'm gonna put you down, climb up through here, and I'll talk to you at the top. I made it back up out of the canyon, and I came right up against this beautiful fort. Man, I wish I could fly my drone. When I get up on the top, I'll test the wind again. It'd be great to get some footage. All right, I'm gonna climb a little further, get back up to the top. Okay, I just started to leave and I'm walking along the top of this ridge, this hill, and that is definitely a worked lithic. That is nice. It's a nice piece of jasper by the looks, and it's definitely been worked. And then right beside that is a flake, and that is either jasper or mahogany obsidian. It's not clear, but it's beautiful. So I'm going to continue to look through here, see if I can find anything else, but that is definitely lithics. So wish me luck. Maybe we'll find an arrowhead. As I've been searching around, I found a little piece of pottery here. That's the lip of something. That's nice. And then here's another piece. Basically looks like the same material, same colors. But then as I was looking around, look at this. This looks to me to be a pit house, or wow, very cool. It is definitely a pit house or a dwelling of some sort, or a building of some sort. Very cool. The floor has some pottery on it, pottery sherds. Very cool. All right, well, gonna keep looking. I'll show you if I find something else. Oops. Maybe I'll show you right now. Maybe I'll show you right now. Right at the front edge of this little pit house, that is a piece of pottery. Yep, that's a piece of pottery. This is not, that's a rock, but that is definitely a piece of pottery. Yeah, very cool. I'm like in a little village, I guess. So this is probably, I don't know, 10 feet across, I think, roughly. That's cool. And it's overlooking this valley right here. This is not a ranch. This is like an area where they just bring cattle in from the national forest and put them on trailers. But what a view, huh? What a view. A vulture waiting to see if I'm gonna fall off a cliff and die. Easy meal for him. Fat old man out in the wilderness. There's two of them. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but they have red heads, which means they're turkey vultures. So those two are turkey vultures. They must think I look too alive. They'll be back. They'll be back. Look at that view. Wow. I would love to be a turkey vulture for the day. I would search out some really cool ruins around here. Okay, I'm coming down the hill heading back to the excursion, and I ran into what looks like another ruin. Take a look. So this is a square wall with tree growing out of it. Looks like a solid corner there. I'm actually, I think, standing in the ruin at this point. It's low, it's lower. I don't see any lithics, pottery. I don't see anything in here yet. Still looking. Got a wall here, sunken down in, another wall here, and a third wall over here. This could be a pit house. There's another ruin right here. So ruin right here, possibly a pit house. Then another ruin right here. Four square walls, sort of sunken down into the ground. Maybe another pit house, except for it's square. So maybe a pit house. So there's one there, there's one there. It's on a nice flat spot here. I can see my excursion down there in the valley. As the crow flies, maybe a quarter mile away. So we're getting close. All right. I'll let you know if I find anything else.